Allah. Ìrun pípé eléyìí tí a gbọ́ tán yìí ó ní àwọn ọmọ àti ọmọ Gíwá àdínì ilẹ̀.
Word of God says, the gift of a man will make room for him and make him stand before kings and not mere men. This is why the BCOS committee put together a Bible quiz competition between the ages of 6 to 9 and 10 to 15. Coming up on the 3rd and 4th April 2026. With just 2,000 Naira, you can pick up a form for your child to participate and stand a chance to win any of our amazing prizes. For more information and sponsorship, visit Room 2 BCOS Iliakede Ibadan or call 0915-8703-300. Please note that the purchase of forms closes by end of March 2026. So hurry and take advantage of
on News Around the World. Saudi Arabia sets Eid al-Fitr for Friday, March 20, 2026. Service chiefs relocate to Borno on Tinubu's orders after deadly Maiduguri bombings. OISADA to begin disbursement of agri-loans to youth entrepreneurs. And on the foreign scene, Israel kills Iran intel chief Ismail Khatib. Good evening and welcome to News Around the World here on BCOS television. I am Idowu Shekoni. The sign language interpreter is Korede Oluleye. Saudi Arabian authorities have announced that Eid al-Fitr will be celebrated on Friday, the 20th of March 2026, after confirming that a crescent moon was not sighted. The announcement was made on their Amin Info social media handles on Wednesday. Officials confirmed that a crescent moon had not been sighted anywhere in the country. Consequently, Muslims across Saudi Arabia will observe Eid al-Fitr on the specified date. The declaration provides guidance for religious observances and public celebrations nationwide. Nigeria's service chiefs are in Borno State following the bombings in Maiduguri, which left at least 23 people dead and over 100 people injured. President Bola Tinubu directed them to relocate to the state to deal with the situation. About a day after the order, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oluyede, and the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, arrived in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. The service chiefs who landed at the Air Force Base in Maiduguri were received by the theater commander and moved straight to the headquarters of the Joint Task Force, Operation Hadin Kai. The Chief of Defense later inspected the quarter guard mounted in his honor. They are expected to meet the frontline troops, government officials, and other stakeholders to discuss solutions to the resurgence of the attacks in the region by Boko Haram insurgents. The military chiefs relocated to the state to monitor the security situation in the region. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Diisu, has visited victims of the recent explosions in Maiduguri to sympathize with them on the tragic incident. He has also visited scenes of the tragic bomb blast as part of efforts to assess the situation and reinforce security measures in the area. This is according to a statement shared on the official X handle of the Nigeria Police Force. According to the statement, the IGP visited injured victims receiving treatment at the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital before proceeding to the Monday market scene of the incident for an on-the-spot assessment. The police chief commiserated with victims and families affected by the incident while reassuring residents of ongoing efforts to address the security situation. The Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Diisu, has presented checks totaling 2.4 billion naira to 1,075 beneficiaries and next of kin of deceased police officers under the Group Life Assurance and IGP Family Welfare schemes. According to a statement today signed by the Force Public Relations Officer, Anthony Placid, the presentation took place at the Force Headquarters, Abuja. The checks cover policy years A 2018-2019, 2020-2021, 2021-2022, 2022-2023, and as well as 2024-2025 and 2025-2026, including outstanding insurance claims recovered from previous years. The Force Insurance Officer, Lydia Ame, said the disbursement reflects the determination of the IGP, Olatunji Diisu, to prioritize the welfare of officers and their families. She noted that the payments represent recoveries from long-standing insurance obligations and added that decisive steps have been taken to ensure compliance by insurance providers and prevent delays in claims settlement. One of Nigeria's major security challenges is the shortage of security personnel. Addressing this gap requires increased equipment and strengthened capacity, as sustainable peace remains a fundamental prerequisite for national development. A journalist, Yinka Adeniro, and a security expert, Group Captain Oladele, retired Group Captain Oladele Olashope, expressed this view while discussing the topic, renewed terrorist attacks on military bases matters arising on the BCOS Current Affairs Breakfast Program, AM 120. Our reporter, Fedora Folagboye, who monitored the program, has the details.
Terrorist attacks on military bases have heightened security concerns across affected regions, raising questions about intelligence gathering, troop preparedness, and national safety. As incidents increase, authorities face mounting pressures to reassess strategies and strengthen defense against evolving threats. Speaking on the BCOS AM 120, a journalist, Yinka Adeniro, described it as unfortunate that Nigeria is still grappling with such security challenges, noting that it reflects a failure in national reorientation. He emphasized the need for stakeholders to intensify reorientation efforts at the grassroots level, particularly among local communities, some of whom inadvertently aid these activities, stressing that this remains a critical step toward addressing the problem.
Well, my thoughts is just it's unfortunate we are still where we are, and instead of making progress, we're still going backward. It's so unfortunate that human lives keeps losing value by the day, just because of maybe one radical belief or the other. It's really, really unfortunate. And when you look at the overall interest, you look at what has this done to us as individuals, what has it done to our collective image, even locally and internationally. And, you know, you say nobody will clap for us. Nobody will tell us that we are doing well in that regard. So I think it's really unfortunate.
Also featuring on the program, a security expert, Group Captain Oladele Olashope, retired, described the attacks on military bases as deeply troubling. noting that such installations are often targeted to weaken security forces before assault on vulnerable communities. He further stressed that incidents of this nature raise concerns about possible internal compromise within the system, describing it as disheartening. He added that the escalation is particularly surprising given the current fasting period, a time when violence is typically expected to decline.
It is not out of place that military bases will be attacked, especially in areas that are predominantly full of insurgents. You agree with me that those people too, they do their homework and they have their intelligence gatherers for themselves. And you agree with me that sometimes even a civil populace, when they want to strike, they go for the police stations, because that's the agency that will come to neutralize them.
Both guests urged community members to recognize themselves as critical stakeholders in ensuring local security, encouraging them to actively support efforts by providing timely and credible information to security personnel. Fedora Afolagbe, BCOS News.
You're watching news around the world on BCOS television. We have a short commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Win your share of 3 billion naira with Nivea. 1,000 naira airtime guaranteed with every entry. Become one of 10 millionaires weekly, or win a chance to see Real Madrid live. 3 SUVs to be won. Buy any Nivea 400ml promo product, scratch and dial to enter.
Alright everyone, no put your ears, make we talk. Time don't reach to rearrange this house to give us small wisdom. Sounds mighty fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Before I go talk, say our smell no reach. Make una think I'm try so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world?
Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection unlocks 24 hours cavity defense. The formula boost with calcium for lifelong smiles.
Mom, it's a time to brush. No more cover mouth.
Colgate for 24 hours maximum cavity protection.
Breaking news. The home is under attack, but not for long, because Hypo is here. Dirty floors and surfaces.
Not on our watch.
Dirty and stains no fit do us shakara. We got the remedy, original palasa. Hypo, go hypo.
Germs always find a way back.
No green. Protect every day with Hypo.
My skin is my identity, my strength. It's unique and deserves care made specially for me. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow, enriched with 95% pure vitamin C and pulp extract. For visibly radiant and even-toned skin in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow, for your shade of beautiful.
Breaking news. The home is under attack, but not for long, because Hypo is here. Dirty floors and surfaces.
Not on our watch.
Dirty and stains no fit do us shakara. We got the remedy, original palasa. Hypo, go hypo.
Germs always find a way back.
No green. Protect every day with Hypo.
With Nivea Dry Deo, you can keep moving forward in life with confidence. Nivea Dry Deo. Derma 72-hour active protection against sweat and odor with 0% alcohol to prevent irritation. Stay dry and fresh all day long. Skin is for moving forward, Nivea is for skin. Your favorite Nivea Deo, now in a smaller pack size.
Many thanks for staying tuned. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, has announced the deployment of over 53,500 personnel across the country as part of measures to ensure a peaceful and hitch-free Eid al-Fitr celebration. The Commandant General of the Corps, Abubakar Audi, gave the directive stating that the deployment includes tactical operatives and intelligence squads strategically positioned across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. According to a statement on Wednesday by the NSCDC spokesman, Babawale Afolabi, Audi said the move is aimed at strengthening security nationwide, addressing emerging threats, and safeguarding critical national assets and infrastructure during the festive period. He noted that security had been intensified at identified flashpoints, including shopping malls, Eid prayer grounds, mosques, churches, motor parks, and recreational centers where both uniformed and undercover operatives have been stationed. The Nigeria Railway Corporation, NRC, has restored train services on the Abuja-Kaduna line following the disruption recorded on Monday. NRC Managing Director Kayode Okpeifa disclosed this on Wednesday, 2 days after the accident left 26 passengers injured. Okpeifa emphasized that the swift response of the corporation ensured minimal disruption while reaffirming its commitment to passenger safety and service reliability. The corporation also noted the successful resumption of the Abuja-Kaduna train service return trip from Rigasa in Kaduna State, signaling a return to normalcy for rail commuters along the corridor. A federal high court has convicted 10 Filipino sailors and their vessel MV Nord Bosporus over the importation of 20 kilograms of cocaine into Nigeria. The arrest was carried out by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency at Apapa Seaport on the 16th of November 2025, leading to a 4-count charge before the court. The defendants pleaded guilty under a plea bargain agreement in a case prosecuted by NDLEA's legal team led by Theresa Asukwo. Delivering judgment, Justice Ayokunle Faji found the vessel guilty under the NDLEA Act and imposed penalties on the crew. The court ordered fines and restitution totaling $6 million and 1,100,000 naira against the vessel and the convicted sailors. 3 principal officers among the crew were also fined 100,000 naira each and ordered to pay $100,000 as restitution. Now we come to Oyo State. The Oyo State Police Command has announced the successful rearrest of a suspected kidnapper who previously escaped from police custody, an incident that had sparked public concern and protest in the community. The command disclosed that the suspect, identified as Ayomide Karim, aged 25, was rearrested on the 17th of March 2026. He was apprehended by operatives attached to the Ojogbodu Area Command during a routine stop-and-search patrol at Ireport Junction in Oyo. According to the police, the suspect was intercepted while trekking within the area and was immediately questioned. Further interrogation and checks confirmed that he is the same individual who had escaped from police custody at the Jobili Division on the 10th of March in connection with a suspected kidnapping case. The police public relations officer, DSP Anyalade Olayinka, stated that the suspect is currently in custody and assisting with ongoing investigations. The command also noted that officers involved in the initial escape have been detained and are undergoing disciplinary procedures, while the divisional police officer of Jubilee Division has been redeployed. The police command reassured residents of its commitment to safety and urged members of the public to remain calm and support security agencies with useful information. We have another timeout. News around the world. We'll be right back. Please don't go away.
Area knocks you down. You can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys.
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on malaria gone.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath.
Get whiter teeth with the new Pepsodent Natural Charcoal Toothpaste.
The holy month of Ramadan is here again. A month to submit to the will of Allah. A month to share. A month to care. And most importantly, a month of goodness. Start well and end well with the goodness of peak milk at Sahar and Iftar, and share the nourishing goodness of peak milk with everyone around you. Ramadan Kareem.
Peak. Reach for your peak.
Win your share of 3 billion naira with Nivea. 1,000 naira airtime guaranteed with every entry. Become one of 10 millionaires weekly, or win a chance to see Real Madrid live. 3 SUVs to be won. Buy any Nivea 400ml promo product, scratch and dial to enter.
It's good to have you back. The Oyo State government, through the Oyo State Agribusiness Development Agency, OISADA, is set to commence the disbursement of agricultural loans to youth entrepreneurs in the agribusiness sector on Monday. The Director General of OISADA and Executive Advisor on Agribusiness to Governor Seyi Makinde, Dr. Debo Akande, disclosed this during a press conference held at the agency's conference hall, Total Garden, Ibadan. Details are presented by Governor's Office correspondent Olaleko Suleiman.
Fielding questions from journalists on the state government's efforts in agribusiness, the Director General of the Oyo State Agribusiness Development Agency, OISADA, Dr. Debo Akande, said the provision of loan facilities to thousands of selected youth agripreneurs is aimed at empowering them and boosting agricultural productivity across the state. Dr. Akande, who highlighted a range of agricultural interventions and empowerment initiatives undertaken by the state government, noted that the initiatives include the construction of over 1,200 kilometers of rural feeder roads under Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Projects, RAM, agricultural training programs, provision of agricultural markets, and the creation of an enabling environment for investors in the state.
But the opportunities we have today is that we've been able to access some further funding in addition to what the state government has provided to scale what we have on ground. And what we agreed to was that when you have done, you've gotten the training, you've learned, you're able to start a little business here and there, then the government will support you. It's a case of Omotoba Shipa or Niyayama Agbe.
Dr. Akande said the beneficiaries of the loan were those that benefited from the training and initial support of Youth Empowerment Agribusiness Program here, who demonstrated commitment and capacity to empower and grow their agribusiness. He added that the agricultural loan scheme is supported by MasterCard Canada and will be disbursed in partnership with a leading commercial bank in Nigeria.
We use what they call triangulation in science, meaning that we will ensure that we use 3 different things to ensure that we have correlation. And we will check whether you have a company that you have started working on, that you are doing something that are related to agribusiness that you are doing. So many documents that you presented to us as well to confirm that you have truly started something. You know, it doesn't matter. As far as it's agribusiness, we'll work with it. We will also check the location of your business to know that this business is true. You know, that you have location where you are doing that. They have close to around 20 questions, if I'm right, that they responded to. And that was what they used as the first selection out of the thousands of people that applied without knowing who selected them. And then the second selection is that they now call them for physical interview. Those that cannot do physical did virtual, you know, or we go to the community where they have. Somebody talked about the rural farmers, you know, to check whether what they're saying is true or not. And that we were able to kind of screen out.
Mr. Friday in Wokolo commended the state government for the initiative, noting that the bank has put all necessary measures in place to ensure the timely disbursement of the collateral-free and interest-free loans to duly selected beneficiaries. Among the attendees of the event were the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Dr. Sulaiman Olanriwaju, and the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor.
The Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement Authority, ORLIA, has impounded 3 cows in the Temidire Alafaraoje area following a series of petitions by residents. Staff reporter Bimisola Adebayo reports that the enforcement exercise was led by the chairperson of ORLIA, retired Justice Aderonke Aderemi, represented by her Chief of Staff, Mrs. Iyabode Akimbode, amid tight security.
The Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement Authority, OILA, is leaving no stone unturned in its efforts to put an end to open grazing as part of measures to ensure a safe and conducive environment for socio-economic development in the state. In line with this mandate, the chairperson of OILA, Justice Aderonke Aderemi, retired, represented by a Chief of Staff, Mrs. Iyabode Akimbode, led officers of the agency alongside the Oyo State Environmental Task Force and security personnel, Temidire Alafaraoje, where 3 cows were impounded. Temidire Alafaraoje, an interior part of Ibadan, houses a cow shed located within a residential area in close proximity to 2 health centers, a school, and a mosque, an arrangement that contravenes the anti-open grazing law of the Oyo State government. Findings reveal that the enforcement action followed a series of petitions submitted by concerned residents over the presence of cattle in the area. Out of 11 cows found at the location, 3 were impounded. The owner of the cows, Mr. Akim Akitonde, who spoke with newsmen, claimed he was unaware of both the petitions and repeated public sensitization campaigns against open grazing.
So one notice me now. Come notice me, Matt. Maybe my agent coming. One notice me now.
The chairperson of OILA, Justice Aderonke Aderemi, retired, represented by our Chief of Staff, Mrs. Iyabode Akimbode, stated that the agency remains committed to enforcing the law, banning open grazing, and ensuring a safe and healthy environment for residents. She added that the owner of the cows would be arraigned in court and urged members of the public to desist from acts capable of endangering the well-being of others.
We got an information that there are these people rearing cows in residential areas. You can see that place we went is a residential area. It has a hospital beside it. So we sent our people out to go and investigate. And they investigated. There was a day that the cattle came out onto the main road. They caused accident. That accident was reported at Yemetu police station. We were there, we witnessed it. So we told our people to go and inspect and to find out the area where the cattle are being reared. And they went. They got us the address and the area. So we decided to go there today to arrest them.
As enforcement of the anti-open grazing law intensifies, authorities say offenders will continue to face the full weight of the law. Bimisola Adebayo, BCOS News.
In a renewed effort to restore order on Ibadan roads, the Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement Authority, in collaboration with the Oyo State Environmental Task Force, the Nigerian Police Force, and the Amotekun Force, has launched a major enforcement operation across key markets in Ibadan. BCOS's Fedora Folagboye, who monitored the exercise, reports.
The enforcement exercise targeted indiscriminate roadside trading, a practice authorities say contributes significantly to traffic congestion and obstruction of public roads. The joint team moved through major commercial ops, including Challenge, Ojaoba, OJ Market, and Mokola, clearing goods. During the exercise, 6 traders were apprehended for violating regulations on roadside trading. Officials say the arrests are part of measures to ensure compliance and discourage further encroachment on public spaces. Some affected traders expressed concern over the impact of the enforcement on their businesses, describing the losses incurred from the confiscation of their goods. Authorities, however, insist the operations will be sustained, emphasizing that strict adherence to environmental and traffic regulation remains non-negotiable. Fedora Afolagui, BCOS News.
Away from that, alumni associations have been highlighted as key to preserving the legacy of educational institutions in the country. Delivering a lecture titled Alumni Associations in the 21st Century, Relevance, Challenges and Opportunities, former Vice-Chancellor of Osun State University, Professor Labode Pupola, noted that alumni bodies remain vital to the growth and sustainability of schools. Our reporter, Folashade Akintola, who was at the St. Patrick Grammar School Founders Day celebration, brings the details.
It was a celebration of legacy, impact, and commitment as the St. Patrick's Grammar School Old Student Associations marked its 64th Founders Day with a 3-in-1 event featuring a lecture, compendium launch, and award ceremony. Speaking at the event, the guest lecturer, Professor Labode Pupola, stressed that alumni associations play a critical role in preserving the culture and value of their alma mater.
You cannot have an association that is strong if we do not have the culture of continuous communication. It should be meaningful communication that will help to enhance the development of the institution, that will help to enhance the development of the individuals in the association.
He added that while government's support remain important, alumni contributions are essentials in complementing efforts to improve educational standards.
There are very positive examples amongst the old alumni, and they can always learn from them. There are some that have reached the peak of their career, some have grown into national and international prominence, so there is something to learn from them. Of course, not every alumnus of an institution is somebody that we can describe as honorable. So those that are very good amongst them, it behooves the current students to learn from them.
The special guest of honor, Permanent Secretary and Tutor General Teaching Service Commissions of Oyo State, TESCOM Zone 2, Mrs. Omolara Fashino, described alumni associations as indispensable to the educational system, commending members for their continuous support and contributions to the school. Also speaking, the Director General of Nigeria Maritime Administrations and Safety Agency, NIMASA, who was also the immediate past president of the association, Dr. Dayo Muberola, expressed gratitude for the growth of the institutions, noting that the school plays a major role in shaping his life. He encouraged students to remain focused, pacified, and uphold good values.
We have been through so many challenges and also had so many opportunities. And here we are today. And that the school still exists is a glory to God. To the young students, it is good to persevere, to try their best and wait for what future has for you, and not to forget the school.
The president of the association, Mr. Ayo Aluko Oluokun, expressed joys over the turnout of all students and the success of the programs, noting that the culture of giving back must be sustained for future generations. He also appreciated the support of the stakeholders, including the chairman of Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, Chief Mrs. Dotun Olaiton, for her contributions to the success of the association's activities.
I feel very happy seeing so many old students
participating in this program, it makes me to be happy. I'm joyful. In fact, we've never had it as good as this before. You can see the array of people that have come. I give glory to God for the success of the program.
Highlights of the event included Thanksgiving service, the commissioning and the inspections of projects such as school entrance signage, library, e-library sessions, and multi-sport courts, as well as the launching of the annual compendium titled Our Banner Floating in the Sky. Awards were also presented to individuals and sets who have contributed significantly to the growth of the associations. Folashade Akintola, BCOS News.
You're still watching news around the world on BCOS television. We have another short commercial break. When we return, it will be time for the sports segment of the news. Please don't go anywhere.
Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath.
Get whiter teeth with a new Pepsodent Natural Charcoal Toothpaste.
In today's fast-paced world, staying ahead demands peak performance from our bodies.
Like never before, our bodies need an optimum supply of essential nutrients, and Supermalt supports our daily nutritional needs.
Supermalt has 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and natural extracts for overall health and wellness. One Supermalt a day gives you energy and vitality, improves your mental performance, and supports your immunity.
Buy any participating Coca-Cola glass or PET bottle and stand a chance to win your share of 600 million naira in cash and seriously tasty prizes. There's 2 new millionaires every single day, plus over 50 million naira in weekly prizes. It's easy. Scan the QR code. Find your unique code under the cap or tab and check to see if you've won. Coca-Cola, a recipe for what?
Good evening, you. Welcome to tonight's Sport News. My name is Toby Ajuali.
Nigeria's D Tigers concluded their FIBA Women's World Cup 2026 qualifying campaign in France with a mixed record, finishing with 2 wins and 3 losses. Already assured in a place in the upcoming Women's World Cup in Germany as reigning African champions, the team used the series as valuable preparation. Despite the losses, the D Tigers showed flashes of quality, particularly in their high-scoring win over the Philippines. The qualified teams for the FIBA Women's World Cup 2026 so far include host nation Germany. The continental champions include the United States, Belgium from Europe, Australia from the Asia Cup, and Nigeria from Africa. Qualified teams from the qualifiers include France, Japan, Spain, Italy, China, Czechia, Hungary, Turkey, Mali, Puerto Rico, and South Korea. And in football, the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, has begun the process of appealing FIFA's disciplinary committee decision that rejected Nigeria's petition against DR Congo over player eligibility in their November 2025 World Cup playoff match in Rabat. The Super Eagles lost that decisive African playoff final 4-3 on penalties after playing out 1-0 draw in full time. The NFF General Secretary Dr. Mohamed Sanusi stated that they were not satisfied with the decision, saying they assured Nigerians that the NFF has immediately commenced the process of appeal. The protest centered on alleged irregularities in passport issuance for some Congolese players. And on the African continent, in a major development, the Confederation of African Football CAF's appeal board has awarded the 2025 African Cup of Nations title to host nation Morocco, ruling that Senegal forfeited the final. The board declared the match a 3-0 forfeit win for Morocco after finding that Senegal breached competition regulation by walking off the pitch. The decision overturns an earlier disciplinary ruling and upholds Morocco's protest. Senegal's Football Federation has rejected the outcome and confirmed it will appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, CAS. Additional sanctions were adjusted, including a reduced suspension for Moroccan player Ismail Saibari and a lowered fine on Moroccan Federation over ball boy incidents. And in Europe, Real Madrid knocked Manchester City out of the UEFA Champions League for the third consecutive season, winning the last 16 tie 5-1 on aggregate. In the second leg at the Etihad, Bernardo Silva's first half red card for handball on the line proved decisive. Vinicius Jr. converted the resulting penalty and added a late second goal. Erling Haaland pulled one back for City, but Thibaut Courtois was outstanding as Real Madrid advanced comfortably. Silva's dismissal killed any hopes of a comeback from 3-0 down after the first leg. And finally, in Sport News tonight, from the NBA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander delivered another stellar performance with 40 points as the Oklahoma City Thunder defeated the Orlando Magic 113-108 to become the first team to secure an NBA playoff berth this season. The reigning MVP extended his streak to 20-plus points games to 129. Shea Hogman added 20 points and 12 rebounds as the OKC improved to 54-15 with a ninth straight win. Other results saw San Antonio Spurs beat the Sacramento Kings 132-104. The Minnesota Timberwolves defeating the Phoenix Suns 116-104 as the Detroit Pistons beat the Washington Wizards 130-117, while the New York Knicks trashed Indiana Pacers 136-110.
And thank you for listening. It's back to News Around the World. My name is Toby Ajuwali.
Thanks, Toby, for the sports stories. On the foreign scene, Israel said its forces had killed another top Iranian official, Intelligence Minister Ismail Khatib, and said its military was authorized to kill any senior figure of the Islamic Republic. Foreign Desk Editor Folashade Akintola compiles details and other stories as presented by staff reporter Bimbo Akobi.
Ali Larijani and Ghulam Reza Soleimani, head of the Basij paramilitary forces, were killed in Israeli air strikes on Tuesday. A funeral ceremony has been held in Tehran for both men. According to Press TV, the ceremony took place Wednesday as officials and mourners gathered to honor the two figures. The country's foreign minister insisted that Larijani's killing will not deal a fatal blow to Iran's leadership. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said the United States and Israel are yet to realize that Iran's government does not rely on a single individual. Katz also announced that he and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had given the Israeli military standing authorization to eliminate other senior Iranian officials in their sites without case-by-case approval. The U.S. State Department offered a $10 million reward on Friday for information about Iran's new supreme leader and other top officials, including Khatib. In the meantime, Israel has attacked a building in Bashura, a neighborhood in the heart of Beirut, Lebanon's national news agency NNA reported, with a blast and smoke rising over the area shortly after Israel issued an evacuation threat for the site. The attack was part of a deadly wave of Israeli strikes across Lebanon that killed more than 20 people and wounded dozens on Wednesday, according to the country's Ministry of Public Health, with raids stretching from the capital through southern and eastern parts of the country, a devastating front in the wider United States-Israeli war against Iran embroiling the region. At least 6 people were killed in the airstrikes in Beirut, with dozens injured. Speaking from in front of a 15-story building struck in one of the attacks, Qadir said its lower floors had been bombed a week earlier. In the early hours, however, the structure was completely demolished, with the Israeli army claiming Hezbollah had stored cash there. Israel's military said it had launched what it described as limited ground operations in southern Lebanon, issuing evacuation threats for residents of 4 towns near the Zahrani River and the Tyre area, warning them to head north immediately. And lastly, a Chinese man and his Kenyan associate have been charged with illegally dealing in wildlife species after they were caught trying to smuggle more than 2,000 live queen garden ants out of Kenya. Zhang Kekun was arrested at the international airport in the capital Nairobi last week after authorities discovered the large consignment of ants in his luggage, each of them either stashed in a test tube or wrapped in tissues. On Tuesday, a court in Nairobi heard that Zhang bought the ants from Charles Mwangi at 10,000 Kenyan shillings. for every 100 of them. That's about $77.58. Kenyan authorities have been warning of a growing demand for garden ants in Europe and Asia, where collectors keep them as pets. Officials have not said if these were the case for the insects Zhang tried to bring out of the country, but his luggage was bound for China. The two men, who were also charged with conspiring to commit a felony, remain in custody. Mwangi faces a second count of the illegal dealing charge after he was found with more live ants in a separate occasion. Both men have pleaded not guilty to the charges, according to Nairobi media outlets. Bimbo Akombi, BCOS News.
To end news around the world, here again are the top stories. Saudi Arabian authorities have announced that Eid al-Fitr will be celebrated on Friday, the 20th of March 2026, after confirming that the crescent moon was not sighted. Nigeria's service chiefs are in Borno State following the bombings in Maiduguri, which left at least 23 people dead and over 100 people injured. The Oyo State government, through the Oyo State Agribusiness Development Agency, OISADA, is set to commence the disbursement of agricultural loans to youth entrepreneurs in the agribusiness sector on Monday. And on the foreign scene, Israel said its forces had killed another top Iranian official, Intelligence Minister Ismail Khatib, and said its military was authorized to kill any senior figure of the Islamic Republic. The BCOS website is live. Kindly visit www.bcostv.com. You can also watch us on GoTV, channel 134, and on StarTimes, channel 113. Now, before I go, don't join hoodlums in threatening the peaceful coexistence of the country, for it is only in an atmosphere of peace that development thrives. That's news around the world from me and the team here. Many thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Ọ̀run rẹ̀ ó wàjà ó.